What up, though? This is Mongo Slade, and today we're going to talk about MLW Kings of the Colosseum, which was uploaded on January the 6th, 2021. It is another of the sort of pay-per-view, quote-unquote pay-per-view quality shows that happened on that day, along with New Year's Smash for AEW and New Year's Evil for NXT. So there was four matches scheduled. Only three actually took place. So let's talk about this. So the first match was the Dirty Blondes versus the Von Erichs in a bunkhouse match for the MLW Tag Team Championships. And I have no idea why it was a bunkhouse match because I've never seen these teams interact. I think they may have had some words, but I don't think that they've had like a long running feud or anything. Like I watched pretty much MLW. I just don't see these guys interacting that much. Anyway, there was nothing really hardcore about it. It was pretty tame as far as bunkhouse matches go. There was a lot of cowbell. A couple of weapons used, but it was mostly just brawling outside the ring. Nobody got bloody. Nobody got beat to shit or nothing like that. And the Von Erichs just won with a claw and a back suplex. One of the Von Erichs put the claw on, the other one did a back suplex, and that was the finish. And I was like, okay, uh, so the Von Erichs said that they signed an open contract where they would fight anybody in MLW. This challenge would be accepted later by Selena De La Renta, who said that they would be fighting Los Parks. Now I don't know which two Los Parks it would be, whether it be L.A. Park, Heel to L.A. Park, or L.A. Park Jr. I'm guessing it's going to be the two sons. And 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 since she's going to be the executive producer next week, she's the matchmaker and all that type of stuff. She said she made a deal with L.A. Park, and that if L.A. Park rejoins her group, she would give him a title match, which is what he wanted. So him and his sons will rejoin her organization in exchange for this tag team title match. So they've explained that at least. So the next thing was Filthy Tom Lawler talking about winning the cup, the Opera Cup. And basically, it was basically like when you see those like guys like Rohit Raju or somebody like that talk about how much they love the title. They take it everywhere. They do everything with it. It was that kind of thing. And he talks about Filthy Island, which he says is actually going to happen, and which Court Bauer has also said is actually going to take place. That Filthy Island is a real thing. It's actually going to take place. I wonder what's that going to be. I'm really stroking my chin off that. So we get the promos for Myron Reed versus Leo Rush, and this was great. So it was back and forth, where it was kind of like two guys talking into cameras, but I'm just gonna try to make it as clear as possible. So Leo Rush basically says that Myron Reed might call himself Hot Fire, but he's not as hot as the Man of the Hour, and that it's Rush Hour and a bunch of other stuff about himself. And Myron Reed said that he's a fan of Leo Rush, but he feel like his style and his swag are better, and that in order to build his legacy, he has to be better than his heroes. So I was like, okay, fair enough. These dudes are not that far in age. like Myron Reed literally talks about Leo Rush like Leo Rush is 36. He talks about Leo Rush like he's 50. Leo Rush is 25. Like Myron Reed is not that much younger than Leo Rush. That kind of threw me for a loop, because I was sitting here thinking like, oh, that's kind of nice. Like he looks up to Leo Rush or whatever, and I was like, wait a minute, these niggas about the same age, aren't they? Like Myron Reed can't be that much younger than Leo Rush. I mean, he's probably what 2 or 3 years younger, if that. And that's really weird. That man, I guess you can have a role model that's your own age. Leo has been around for a long time. So maybe that's what he means. That Leo's been around for a long time. Because Leo was wrestling when he was really young. I think he was wrestling about 5 years or so. So maybe that's what it is. That Leo's been around for a long time, but they're about the same age, which is odd. So this was Myron Reed versus Leo Rush for the MLW Middleweight Championship. And the first thing I noticed is both of these dudes have colored hair. Now Leo Rush is a rapper. And just about everybody who decides to be a rapper nowadays have decided that they're going to color their hair, especially men. I definitely have an adverse reaction to men coloring their hair unnatural colors. Like Leo Rush's hair is like blue green, and Myron Reed's hair is red with shades of yellow, like blonde. It's really yikes. Like they look like white women by the head. It's really strange. Myron Reed is still wearing the chest protector, which I'm guessing is him part of the, it's obviously part of the D'Lo Brown gimmick, but I don't understand why he's still wearing it. Myron Reed worked babyface in this match, which is fair because Rush is clearly the heel because he's more arrogant than the two. This match was really good. Now I should say that this match was very good. I actually recommend people go watch this match because these are two high flyers, but they wrestled a match that was coherent. They made sense. They didn't fly all over the place, even though they did do some spots that were a little over the top. They booked the match well, where Rush was essentially the heel. He was trying to ground Myron Reed. They did some really good grappling and stuff. Leo Rush grabbed a submission hold. It was really good. And Myron Reed had a really good comeback. He threw some really good clotheslines, some really solid clotheslines. They looked like they might have actually knocked you down, even though Myron Reed kind of has skinny arms. But that was really good. Leo Rush, he's 5'6". He's not much smaller than Reed, but Leo Rush has this thing where he just likes to no-sell stuff. So he got hit with a half Nelson suplex, which if you've ever seen a half Nelson suplex, it looked like it hurts. And it looks like very dangerous. But he just jumped up and was like, like he was Sting or something. I was like, what the come on, bro. I liked Reed in this match. This was probably the best Myron Reed match I've ever seen. Leo Rush was about to suplex him like a regular vertical suplex. And Myron Reed countered it into a stunner. And this is where I kind of get the idea that Rush is sort of a vet. Because, he sold the stunner by slumping forward. He kind of slumped. And then Reed was probably to run off and do some high-risk thing, which you would think you would pin somebody after a stunner, but I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt on that. And Rush kind of grabbed him by the ankle, so he couldn't get away. So, I like that they were telling this story that Myron Reed is the high flyer, even though Rush is smaller and probably more agile. That Reed is the high flyer, and that, high flying actually is more in Reed's wheelhouse, more so than Rush's. And, and it basically was Rush trying to ground Reed, which is pretty cool. So then the big spot of the match was an RKO from the inside the ring out. So Leo Rush is on the ring apron. Myron Reed runs, leaps, grabs Leo Rush by the head, and they both go to the floor. And obviously I was kind of pissed that this was not the finish, but this was fucking dope. That was dope. It wasn't the finish, but it was dope. So Leo Rush actually won the match with the frog splash, and which was really weird that this guy does RKO from inside the ring out and loses the match, which is strange. But it was excellent. It was an excellent match. I really recommend it. People should go watch it. It was really good. Best match on this show. One of the better wrestling matches of this entire week. It was really good. So after the match, Leo Rush talks about being the champion now. He's now the middleweight champion of the world. And he says, what did you guys expect of the man of the hour? And that he's the new champion. That said Myron Reed was a paperweight champion, and now he's the money weight champion. And I hate that Floyd Mayweather kind of started that, because now I keep hearing it all over the place. I think King Mo has said it, and now fucking Leo Rush is saying it. So then the post-match promo, Myron Reed said that he's the young GOAT. He's still the young GOAT, but he's not going to go out sad. And that he's just going to get back on it, and eventually he's going to get his title back. And then he was attacked by Jacob Fatu, Simon Gotch, and Daivari. Daivari is now the newest member of Contra Unit. And that was interesting. This match, the fourth match on this show, was supposed to be Simon Gotch versus Jordan Oliver. Jordan Oliver is the skinny white kid that hangs out with Myron Reed. But they couldn't find, quote unquote, Simon Gotch, so they canceled the match and he postponed it. But here is Simon Gotch here attacking Myron Reed and Jordan Oliver along with Jacob Fatu, who was the biggest man in this entire situation. And they basically beat up Injustice, officially turning them babyface. And this was fine. This was fine. It was no big deal. So the main event was Mods Kruger versus Alexander Hammerstone. And this match was thrown out because these two guys would not stop fighting. So you had the match started in a very fast way with Hammerstone attacking Kruger, just charging the ring, which makes sense because the storyline is that Hammerstone was injured by Mods Kruger, so it makes sense that he would charge the ring. They had a match which, Kruger was being physically dominant. Hammerstone was no small guy, so he kind of had to, even though I didn't really like Hammerstone's strikes and his offense in this match because they looked kind of weak. Like he was pulling his chops and stuff a little too much to make Kruger look good. But Kruger basically was physically dominant, and then there would be times where Hammerstone would assert himself, usually on the suplexes, when he would do pretty good suplexes. Pump handle suplex was pretty good. He did another one I wrote down here, a belly-to-belly suplex that was really good too. They were outside the ring. Once they got outside the ring and they got to fighting outside the ring, it was pretty much a count out from there. They did the gimmick where, they're static because they're stepping all over the courts and knocking stuff over and, that kind of thing. But there was a 20 count, I believe, in MLW, and, they refused to get back into the ring, so the match was thrown out, and it was a double count out. I only have a problem with that because this was the main event. If Reed and Rush was going to have a clean finish, that should have been the main event. This match could have been on the show, and I don't have a problem with them doing a double countout. That's a way to protect both guys. Because, do you really want to beat Mods Kruger in his first real match? And you certainly can't beat Hammerstone, who is basically the face of your promotion now. Even though he's not the world champion. He's basically the guy everybody watches the show for because they kind of are impressed by him. So you don't want to beat him. So this is just kind of a way of getting out of this thing. And obviously they'll do something, maybe do a rematch later when Kruger has had more time so he can do the job. And so that's fine. But Kruger and Hammerstone was it was alright. But Rush and Reed was really good. That shit was dope. So there it is. Myron Reed, Lio Rush, good shit. Lio Rush wins the middleweight championship. Probably will be sticking around MLW for a while. Serena De La Renta will be running MLW next week. I'm cool with that. The tag team championship match will take place. Cool with that too. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel. Join the TCC Street Team by making intelligent comments and then suggesting people follow 3 Count Commentaries. All you gotta do is lay down the hashtag 3 Count Commentaries in anybody's video. They'll be able to click it and find my videos online on YouTube. That would be great, or you could send me money. However you choose to support is fine with me. And thank you guys, and I'll talk to you guys later.